Hi, welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody! Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World headquarters located in Helena's scenic North Valley. This is the Quad M Show, and we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Before we get into the usual howdy-doos and how was your weeks and all that type of stuff, there's an important red letter. As we record this episode today, on August the 10th, 2016, a very important occurrence happened 1 year ago today. A major, major day in the world of entertainment. Would you like to take a guess what that was?
I know what it is. So I'm not guessing.
Oh, damn it. All right. Yes, August 10th, 2015, the Quad M Show premiered its first episode. Hooray. Yay us. Happy birthday, Quad M.
Birthday.
Go robot, it's your birthday. Go robot, it's your birthday. You're 1 year older, 1 year wiser. Rock and roll star, king czar, and a Kaiser. A room full of friends, a mouth full of cake. Every present is for you, and it feels pretty great. You're the man of the hour, the VIP. You get the first slice of the PIE, but first blow out the candles and make a wish, put a smile on, cause it's your birthday, bitch. Go robot, it's your birthday. Go robot, it's your birthday.
Where's our cake, fucker?
You know, I actually thought about getting some cupcakes, but getting a couple little cupcakes and doing all that. But yeah, no, I didn't stop for it. I didn't. But see, because I'm saving up. Because right now we're recording episode number 48, and in 2 weeks, really, to me, I mean, the birthday is fine. You know, the birthday is fine. But really, I'm more gung-ho about episode number 50 coming up.
Indeed.
And I have some special little things, some special irons that are in the fire. Oh. I don't want to say specifically what they are because one of them I've gotten back, so I'm good there. One of them has told me yes, you know, they're going to do the thing that I want them to do. I don't want to give away anything. So I'm being very vague about this. I know. And I know how you love vagueness. But the second one I've been in contact with, and he's gonna get the stuff, but he's been extremely busy with some conventions and that type of thing. So he'll get what I would like him to do to us when he is able, hopefully before we record episode number 50. And then I've got a third
Someone's
one.
going to do something to us?
Well, not to us, just for us.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
And then the third one, the big one. This is the one that I am absolutely gunning for. I have not heard anything back after multiple requests, so I'm still having to look around. This would be the big one that I really, really, really want. So I don't want to make the verbal promises of this is going to happen and then have it fall flat, because that's how that shit usually fucking works for me, you know.
Sure. Promise
big, deliver small. That's the name of the game in TJ's world.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my. Yes.
Who can please with that?
Me. So once again, yes, Quad M Show, happy birthday. Jason, congratulations.
All right.
Happy birthday, Quad M Show. Hey, careful. We can get sued for that, you know.
I don't care.
That's all right. I'll edit it out. So anyways, now let's go ahead and get back to the regular programming. Jason, how was your week?
Busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Working man. Didn't have no airsoft Sunday, no night fishing.
No, it was a mellow weekend. Couple friends had their kids' birthdays, and that was about it.
Oh, so it was just kind of the hang around, watch the ankle grabbers, blow out some candles.
Yep.
That's kind of about it.
Yep.
Right on. Well, okay. So last week, for all you folks that tuned in, all 5 of you that tuned in last week, you may have been privy to a discussion Jason and I were having about a cleanse that I was going to try.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The sea salt cleanse.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, how did your oral enema go?
So, okay. So I'm gonna backtrack this a little bit. Now I performed the operation on Saturday. However, in conversations with my with my dear sweet mother, telling her about what my plan of attack here was. She said, "Well, you know what? I think I'd like to try that." To which I immediately say, "Guinea pig, fantastic. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Test subject B here at the Quad M Laboratories." And so I think it was Friday she had tried it, and now her results were actually the textbook. This is what will happen to you. Results.
Okay.
So, and I don't know how deep do we really want to go with this, good sir?
Not very deep.
So basically, the way what they say is going to happen, you go ahead and you take 32 ounces of purified drinking water. Okay, purified drinking water, distilled water you can use, and something that was also mentioned last week as well. That you can drink distilled water. Here's the thing, and I found out about this as I was doing my diligent studying online. You can drink distilled water, just don't do it very often. Yeah. It's not healthy for you. It's not. No. But you can drink it like in these certain circumstances. So,
yeah, so anyways, your body needs the stuff that's actually dissolved in the water, all the other minerals and doodads and shit.
Yeah. But
not the Girardia.
Good old fashioned American drinking water, not that Brazilian drinking water. So she goes ahead, has the mixing cup, loads it with the 32 ounces of water, takes the 2 level teaspoons of non-iodized sea salt, throws it in there, mixes it up, and has it. And now, according to the medical reports, you're going to have that one big poopy right at the beginning. That's the one that kind of powers everything out of there. And then you'll have a second and possibly a third, just to kind of top it off, right? Get the last little bit out of there, and then you're done. That's it. The radiator is flushed.
Oh yeah. See,
so
happens when I eat McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, the difference is that's McDonald's. This is basically just water and like I said, cleaning out the crud. So she tells me that, and I says, "Okay, well, did you feel embarrassed?" She's like, "I mean, a little bit, yeah, And again, it's not a miracle cure-all. All this is doing is just trying to clean up a little bit.
Sure.
It's maintenance. It's not a cure-all, kids. They're not selling snake oil here." So I says, "Fantastic. Okay, great. Okay, we got the textbook case. Perfect. Great." So Saturday morning,
okay,
I get up and I toddle on down the stairs. And I haven't eaten, they want you to do this on an empty stomach, so I haven't eaten anything. Let's go ahead, game on. And so I put the 32 ounces in the little mixing cup. Take the sea salt, my 2 teaspoons, and I start mixing. And I hear from my mom, and she says, "You know what you ought to do? Make sure what you ought to do. They say you can put lemon juice in there. You probably should." Okay, fine. So throwing a little bit of the old lemon juice in there too, just to kind of help ease a little bit of the taste. And the first thing I'll tell you, didn't do shit for the taste.
Right?
There's a lot of those noxious substances, your prune juice Slurpees and, all these horrible fucking things that they'll try to, make you drink and ingest for a healthier, cleaner you. I can tell you right now, salt water is the drizzling shits when it comes to this, okay? So yeah, trying to swill down 32 ounces of this. Now, of course, being the classy individual I am, I don't bother with a glass. I just drink it straight from the mixing cup, right? Straight from the jug there, and just pound it. It probably took me about a good, 10, maybe 15 minutes. That's 32 ounces of water you're trying to swill here, Sure. I mean, that's a lot of water. But I get it down. I'm a little queasy because that remaining taste. This is why honestly I could never pitch for the other team. Not gonna go to
catch
or catch. Yeah, I couldn't play ball for the other team. I'll stay with the home team. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm sure we have many listeners in the community that do play for the other team. Anyways, getting off topic here.
Sometimes you talk too much.
Sometimes I do. Again, thank God for editing. So, yeah, sometimes I do. So anyways, I go ahead and I swirl the shit down. Okay, now at this point they're saying within 20 minutes or so, you're going to feel that it's time. And then boom, you go ahead. And, with my train wreck that is my digestive system, it actually took about a good 45 minutes to an hour before the first wave hit. And I will say this, it was pretty powerful. But it, honestly, I guess I just expected something a little different. I honestly thought I was going to be more of Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
Like legs almost flying up into the air with this cascading waterfall, and it was just going to be this type thing. And it wasn't. It was pretty much just boom, done. And then, I believe there was a second round, but apparently old Shang Tsung TJ won that second round, so there was no final third round. No fatality occurred. So, but needless to say, I did feel a little bit, cleaner afterwards. Didn't really feel like empty and hollow, like holy cow, I just gave birth to a water buffalo or anything like that. But when I do start the healthier diet plan, the 28-day diet plan, I'll probably proceed and do it again. So results may vary.
All right.
As far as that. So there you go. Not complete and total bullshit, but wasn't quite what I expected it to be.
Sure.
There we go. Okay. So, and also this past
I say
week,
I'm not surprised.
No, well, you were saying just complete and total utter bullshit is what you were claiming on this.
Yeah. All I was saying is just going to give you a bad case of the squirts and off you go.
It wasn't even that. I mean, it wasn't even that. It was just like, boom, knockout blow haymaker, and then a couple of love taps. I mean, best way I can describe it for you. So also too, this past week, there's a little thing going on called the Olympics.
Yep, the Olympics.
And I'm a little disappointed in myself. Usually, I am much more in tune and watching because I love the Olympics.
Okay.
It's I don't want to say it's athleticism and competition. It's purest because really the IOC is the most corrupt organization. Probably tied for FIFA with global corruption and all that type of stuff. That it's really tough. But a couple things I watched. I was over at my usual drinking establishment on Saturday night during the opening ceremonies.
Sure.
Oh man, there are some Olympic hotties running around.
Yeah, there's going to be a website about them, I guarantee. Somewhere. Probably already is.
Oh, I guarantee.
I just haven't found it yet.
I guarantee there is. Oh yeah, and your gal Hope Solo was getting booed out of the joint by all the Brazilians at I think it was like Friday. They were doing some prelim matches and stuff. Yeah, your gal Hope Solo was just booed out of the joint because they had nothing else to go with. Couple of things I was surprised about the opening ceremonies. As dirty and as filthy and as Zika virus laden as Brazil is, because that's what everyone's talking about. Is just how trashed this fucking Rio is.
Oh yeah, and full of fucking crime too.
Oh yeah. I mean, just filthy, dirty, the Zika virus, the whole 9 yards. Every flag bearer from the country's coming out, has a kid with them with a little potted plant because Rio's theme for this year's Olympics is think green and keep a clean world. Yeah, check out your own fucking backyard first, kids. Oh, but the one thing that really kind of shocked me. Here again, you had a plethora of these beautiful Olympian women, right? Of course, they hid the power lifters and they kind of hid them in the back, so you didn't really see them too well. But when the Nordic countries came through, Finland was the only one that brought it. Sweden didn't really have. They didn't bring the hotties.
Huh.
Who's my Denmark? Nothing. Finland. Finland was the place for your Olympic hottie action.
All right. We'll have to
Good.
check out Finland then.
Yes, that would be the page to turn to in
Maybe it's
girls.
not pronounced Finland. Maybe it's Fineland.
Fineland. And so far the funniest story to come out of the Olympics. Did you hear about? I couldn't put this in as an FGS award because really it's just global contamination more so than just sheer stupidity. Did you hear about the U.S. kayaker who was out there doing his speed run, and he ended up capsizing because of a sofa that was floating in the water?
Yeah, I read something about that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And once out of every 4 years, this is what we get, kids. Happy Olympics to you all. Oh, let's see, what else do I got on the docket here? Birthday, sea salt challenge, Olympics. Okay, so we got all that shit covered. So as we prepare to go into our first break, didn't have anything as far as the Z-list celebrities this week.
Okay.
You know, we can only be so blessed. I mean, we had 3 or 4 in a row. I mean, we were just. It was like you night fishing, just zzz. Damn it! There we go. About damn time. And then, reeling them in, get rid of them. Yeah, no. Apparently, this one we skunked out on this one, so that's okay. We'll get him on the next
You
one.
don't catch them all.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, we'll have Pokemon news later.
Fuck off.
All right, so let's go ahead as we wrap this guy up. Let's go ahead and bring out another round of the top 10 cities tuning in to the Quad M show this past week.
All right.
All right, at number 10, they kind of apparently they were kind of pissed off they didn't make the top 10 last week, so they had to charge to get back in this week. Number 10, Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right.
Thank you to our friends out in Salt Lake. At number 9, and again, much like 2 weeks ago, very heavy Montana list. So you guys were hearing what we were saying. Number 9, Missoula,
Really?
the zoo town, the Berkeley,
right.
the Berkeley of Montana. Oh, at number 9, and I'm thinking this is kind of a pull because of the fact that we're going to be doing the Glendive, the Badlands SuperCon here in the first week of September. Miles City comes in at number 8.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if they're pulling the numbers they're thinking they're going to pull, it's not too surprising. Although not seeing Glendive on the list is kind of, but hey, whatever. All right, at number 7, Bozeman is back on the list.
All right.
And at number 6, and I honestly have no idea, I've never heard of this place before, but Elbow Lake, Minnesota.
Okay.
Are you familiar, or have you ever heard of the joint?
Oh, yeah, I go there every Sunday.
Oh, of course you do.
Fuck, I don't know, dude. I'm Googling it right now.
Dude, you know some far way out crazier shit than I give you credit for. So,
Elbow Lake,
Elbow Lake.
Minnesota.
I think it's Minnesota. See, here's the thing. When I look this
Because there's an elbow, the first result on Google is Elbow Lake, Montana.
Well, okay, and that may be it, because see, the thing with the Google Analytics, when I click on it, it gives a dot of an approximate area.
Okay.
And much like when we get further in the list, sometimes it isn't really telling us, where it is. So it could be Elbow Lake, Montana. Could very well be. I could be mistaken. And to that, I would just, I would blame Google.
Nope, I'm going to say it's not Elbow Lake, Montana. Because Elbow Lake, Montana is a trail. So Elbow Lake, what? Minnesota?
I'm thinking it's Minnesota. Excuse me. Like I said, it didn't really give a specific, so it could be Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota pops up.
Okay,
Ah, Elbow Lake, city in Minnesota.
there we go. Yay! All right. Now that we've reached around our elbow to get to our asshole, we'll go on to number 5, Columbus, Georgia.
Huh.
Which again, I like the far-reaching aspect of it. Didn't really have too many. Well, okay, I can't really say that. So I'll edit that part out. In at number 4, Union City, California is striking again. And here, once again, I give thanks to our good friend Derek Crabb out there. Keep listening. And get your friends in on this, too. Apparently he is, because, they're up at number 4. Number 3, here's the bot of the week.
Okay.
Rostock. And from where it was at, it looked to be somewhere here again in that Sweden, Fineland area.
I believe you are right. Rostock. Spell.
Rostock.
Rostck.
Ock.
Germany.
Okay, there we go. So still in that European area. So thank you. All right, in at number 2, we've got once again our good friend, dedicated folks out here.
Pocatello, Idaho.
No. Apparently Chris didn't download this week. No, Chicago and the greater Chicago area, including Arlington Heights.
Oh, weren't they on the last one or something like that?
They've been at like number 2, number 3 for the last couple of weeks.
Well, sweet.
So when I get the chance, I'm gonna have to go and do the Wizard World Chicago when I have the funds to be able to do it, because we got a little bit of a fan base out there.
I guess so.
I had no idea. Whatever. And at number 1,
Helena.
Yes.
All right, I guessed right this week.
Hometown does it. Now, one thing I would like to say to all you folks out there that are checking out the show, checking out the website, doing this, doing that, make sure wherever it is that you're listening from, whatever you're doing, if you're going, make sure Google knows where you are, where you're at. I know there's some people that are kind of sketchy about that type of thing, but realistically, number 2 for us was, in parentheses, not set. So there's a lot of people out there that are listening, but they don't have their area set up on Google, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people get on the internet and want to be anonymous.
Anonymity.
Yep.
Anonymity is our friend. But for us, hey, if you want to get recognized, that's what you need to do. Okay, so with that, we will go ahead. We will wrap up this here first segment, first entertaining poop-filled segment. Poop of the Quad M Show. We will be right back with a little bit of Fred G. Sanford and some hot takes. It's Quad M Show. Stay tuned.
Hey gang, gear up and get ready. Friday, September 2nd through Sunday, September 4th, it's the Badlands SuperCon in Glendive, Montana at the Eastern Plains Event Center. Music, comics, cosplay, movies, and so much more. Meet and greet events with musical artists Johnny Holland, Jackie Vincent, and Jay Richwine. Get in on the special presentation of H.G. Wells' The Man Who Saw Tomorrow with Arch Elwine. And for the kiddos, how about the Princess Meet and Greet Saturday and the Badlands SuperCon Parade on Sunday? Plus a free showing of Jurassic World Friday night at the Badlands. All this plus the vendors and artists with great merchandise for you to get your hands on. What are you waiting for? Get on over to BadlandsSuperCon.com. Get more info and tickets. That's BadlandsSuperCon.com. Quad M will be there, so should you.
Have you checked out QuadMProductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order Enigma the comic book series and download the Quad M podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com.
Welcome back to the second segment of this Quad M Show. We are your hosts, as always. I'm TJ.
Jason.
And this segment is sponsored in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you guys are seeing those pics online and you're saying, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, a very small part of it is genetics. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, make your reservations today for all your hair, nail, extended eyelash, permanent eyeliner, or spa needs. I figured out how to do it seamlessly.
All right.
Oh, good for you.
Hey, you tell them Quad M sent you and get yourself $5 off any service they provide. That's Mirror Mirror Salon and Spa. Give them a call today, 406-603-0644, or stop on in at 2043 North Last Chance Gulch here in Helena. That is Mirror Mirror Salon and Spa.
Giggity.
Wonderful folks over there. Let's get us into some Fred G. Sanford. Let's go ahead here. Get the King Daddy out of the way first. Coming to us by way of Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Of course.
Of course. Dania. I guess I'll just call it Dania. D-A-N-I-A. Dania Beach man ditches son who couldn't keep up during a police chase.
Okay.
You big cold-blooded dummy.
So a Dania Beach man who fled from police during an attempted traffic stop bailed out of his car and took off running with the 5-year-old son before ditching the boy when he couldn't keep up, police said. Jeremy McCabe, age 27, was arrested Tuesday on multiple charges, including child abuse and child neglect, according to Pembroke Pines Police arrest. According to a Pembroke, this is, yeah, fucking putting words down really helps me out. According to a Pembroke Pines police arrest report, McCabe was driving a Dodge Charger without a valid license when an officer attempted the traffic stop. Police said McCabe refused to stop and led the officer on a chase, weaving in and out of traffic on Pines Boulevard. The side tires eventually blew out, so McCabe and his son got out and ran away.
You big dummy.
All right.
Police then say the officer chased after them and ordered them to stop, but they kept running. During the pursuit, the officer heard McCabe yelling at the boy to keep up. McCabe then left the boy and jumped over a barbed wire fence while the officer stayed behind to tend to the boy. Once a security guard at a nearby building agreed to watch the boy, the officer started to chase McCabe once again. McCabe later surrendered after the officer chased him across Hollywood Boulevard. After he was arrested, McCabe told police he was taking his son to get a physical for football and was running from the police because he didn't have a valid driver's license and had marijuana in his car.
You big dummy.
Oh, yeah. See? Dumbass.
Okay. And the second in our FGS doubleheader, I'll go ahead and I will give you the obituary for this fine gentleman.
Oh, yeah. I already read that.
Oh, you already caught this? Okay,
Yeah.
so it won't be too much of a surprise then. Yeah, this is kind of a short little one here. Oh. So, a man's dueling obituaries name wife in one of them, girlfriend in the other.
You big dummy.
Oh, so this comes out of some newspaper in Jersey. So two versions of a New Jersey man's obituary have appeared together in a newspaper, one saying he was survived by his wife and the other saying he is survived by his girlfriend. But the both of the obituaries in the press of Atlantic City agree that Leroy Bill Black of Egg Harbor Township died Tuesday of lung cancer caused by fiberglass exposure. However, the obituary with top billing says he's survived by his loving wife and his son. The second announcement, right beneath the first one in the newspaper, with the same photo of Black, says he is survived by his son, a host of siblings, and his longtime girlfriend.
You big dummy.
A person who answered the phone at Greenwich Funeral Home, which is handling the arrangements, wouldn't comment on the two obituaries and would only say the funeral home works at the discretion of the wife. And I'm leery about putting this. You respect the dead. I almost want to put Leroy Bill Blast. I love his name, Blast Black. Putting his picture up there because he kind of looks like a little bit of a playa. So do you, Leroy Blast Black.
Leroy Blast Black.
And Jerry McCabe, congratulations on winning this week's coveted MGS or FGS award for the week.
You dummy!
All right.
Yay, you. All right, so let's go ahead here.
Apparently the guy, the wife and girlfriend was winning.
We only handle things at the discretion of the wife. Undertakers are creepy. There's a place at my work. There's a guy who kind of higher up, you know, on the food chain of leadership.
Sure.
And you know, we had one of our meetings, and he was in on one of the meetings, and you know, we were kind of bantering back and forth about this and that. And I just said, you know, honestly, when you listen to him talk and you see his mannerisms, he shouldn't be employed as what he's employed. Honestly, he seems like he would be the director of a funeral he would be the director of a funeral parlor that does poorly, but he dresses better than any of them. I would love. He has a little bit of an accent too, so I would just hand him a piece of paper and I'd say, "Please say this," and have him look at me quizzically going, "Are you with the bereaved?" So years ago, I worked at a bank. I mean, it's funny they were talking about this guy in Egg Harbor Township. When I lived in Jersey, I was actually right in that area of South Jersey. So I'm familiar with that town, actually. I'm familiar with that little hamlet.
Sure.
That's the thing about Jersey, is you cross the street and you're in another town. It's total fucking culture shock for a guy like me. But at the bank that I worked at, I also had a manager who was from Poland. So he had a real thick accent. And everybody kept talking me out of it. They said I get fired, but she was like way cool. So she probably would have done it and not known what the hell I was doing. But I would just say, just once, please say, Boris, let's kill moose and squirrel. They wouldn't let me do it. Bastards. Let's get into some hot takes.
All right.
And the sign gotta say hot! You gotta say hot! You gotta say hot!
Okay, so probably the number one topic we've got here on this week is going to be the latest movie to come out for the DC Cinematic Universe, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
So basically what you got is just, you know, kind of the quick little description of the movie. Basically, you've got a whole host of DC.
Will Smith shoot things in Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. You got a group of DC supervillains who are banded together by the U.S. government in order to get some time taken off of their prison sentences by doing basically suicide missions, wet works, that type of stuff. And wackiness thereby ensues. Uh-huh. Okay, so there we go. There's the quick rundown for those of you who live in caves but somehow still have the internet to be able to listen to the show. So, Jason, what did you think of the movie?
How do I describe? I just did, actually. Will Smith shoots stuff in Harley Quinns. But, see, like, Marvel makes a superhero movie, and they made me care about, like, comic book characters that I didn't really care about.
Right.
DC makes a comic book movie, and they make characters I care about make me not care about them anymore.
Are we talking Batfleck? Are we talking about the cameo?
Yeah. But the only thing I really liked about the movie was the little bit of humor, and Harley Quinn was the only, like,
the real big standout things for you. Yeah.
I like the little bit of funny in Harley Quinn, and other than that, I mean, as far as action movies goes, it was kind of an action movie, but it seemed like it was cut and pasted together, and it didn't have like a real good flow. And it reminded me of this movie I watched a long time ago called Battle of Los Angeles.
We've talked about that on the show before. Why did you show? Japanese woman with a sword just miraculously shows up.
Pretty much, yeah. Right? It's like, bam, here's another character. And you're supposed to know everything about, and they'll give like everything about the character in like 30 seconds, and you're supposed to know everything. Right. And then, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll yeah. I mean, I can definitely see where you're coming from on that, because it was at least, you know, kind of speaking on that. It was like a fan service movie,
Kind of, yeah.
But unless you were in the know as to who these characters were to begin with, you were kind of left flat as to really, who are they? Why should I have this magnetic draw to them? Because,
exactly. Yeah.
The great majority of people out there aren't going to know who Deathshot is, or Captain Boomerang, or Killer Croc, that type of thing. So yeah, no, I totally see where you're coming from on that.
The movie, if they like release the Blu-ray and have like a extended director's cut or something more along those lines, more of what the director or whatever wanted instead of the studio.
Yeah.
I think we might have a better movie.
Right. Well, and from reports I was reading, the majority of the cut shit was basically Joker and Harley Quinn backstory. And it sounded to me like they cut most of that out because they wanted the focus to be on the mission as opposed to the fucking, sadomasochist fucking the safety word is banana relationship that is the Joker and Harley Quinn. Well, for my takes on this, and I had many. Got them. I had to write them down, so I had to make sure I missed a beat on this.
Okay.
The first thing, as far as I hate to say it, but when I go to a movie, part of what makes the movie for me is the actual environment that I'm watching the movie in.
Sure.
So I went twice. I went once by myself.
Yep.
On Saturday, and then I went again when you said, "Hey, let's go to Suicide Squad." I'm like, "All right, I'm down. Sure, why not?" So the first time that I was sitting in there, and I was like, "Oh my!" It was my usual spot, dead center, front row, feet up on the little rail there, and these two. I'm loath to say redneck hillbillies, but these are one of these. I guess what you could say is old school purists. And by that I mean we's gonna go see us a moving picture show tonight. Knee-haw.
Hey, what's going on this side?
And then we're gonna go rustle up some doggies or whatever. You gotta remember, kids, we're from Montana, so this is still kind of a
not donkeys, sheep.
I said doggies.
Oh, doggies. I thought you said donkeys.
Yeah, we're gonna hey, Miguel, we're gonna go rustle up some donkeys. Shrek rodeo.
Yeah.
No.
But Velcro gloves to work on donkeys.
It was doggies. 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 So I'm sitting there, and this gal, who I'm sure in the real regular world is a wonderful, wonderful, fine, pleasant woman to be around, but in this fucking movie theater, I wanted to choke the living shit out of her. Because, and I told you, pay attention, there was this trailer for a movie called The Great Wall featuring Matt Damon.
Yep.
And they start saying, wall 5,500 miles long. And all of a sudden, I hear out of the corner of my left ear, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like they gonna build something like that. Blah, blah, blah. So, ain't no wall that high. You can't put a roof on that. Then all of a sudden, here it comes, with the fucking, Great Wall, kind of thing. And then, one thing they had at the 3D, the 3D, the XD version that I went to that wasn't there was the latest trailer for Doctor Strange.
Okay.
A Marvel movie that I'm really marking out for. Can't wait for November. Here we go. Who the hell is Doctor Strange? What is all this stuff? What? Oh, you can't do that. And I came this close to turn around, looking at her, and go, you realize you're going to a fucking comic book movie, right? There's little things when it comes to this type of stuff called suspension of fucking disbelief. Now shut the fuck up. Oh, I was getting hot. And then finally, when the movie's starting up and they have their big, it's the XD, blah, 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 and the volume, they jack that volume up loud.
Uh-huh.
But again, I know this going in. I know it's going to be an experience and rattle my teeth and all that. And here I fucking, oh, God. Cletus, you think they got this up loud enough? Go say something to them. I'm like, just... So I'm thankful that I did go see it a second time to kind of wash that out of my palate. So, to the movie itself proper.
Okay.
So, the strong points of the movie. I'm not a Will Smith fan by any means.
See, I am a Will Smith fan.
Very few of his movies that I like. I liked Will Smith in this. Will Smith did the best he could with a B-level character and actually made you dig Deadshot.
Well,
at least for me.
See, yeah, I'm a Will Smith fan. Put Will Smith in a movie, I'm gonna see it because I don't know. I like
Really?
Will Smith's movies. Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
There was that After Earth. That was a fucking turd. I mean, but
I didn't even bother.
everybody's got a fucking turd movie under their belt.
Of course.
And but I really liked I Am Legend with Will Smith.
Yeah, and I was just kind of about
See,
it.
I really like that one. I've seen that one like several times.
Yeah.
I like it so much.
Yeah. But like I said,
But I agree with you. He did good in that movie. It needed Will Smith to help carry it. Basically, and he's got a good enough on-screen presence and character type.
Also, and really Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Oh my fucking god, she nailed it.
It was awesome. Yeah.
I didn't realize she was Australian. I was watching an interview with her earlier today. I had no idea. With here again, it's guys like Hugh Laurie, the guy that does The House, and all you can tell the good. Yeah, I would never have guessed because she just nailed that Harley Quinn New York accent spot on perfectly.
Yep.
I thought she did a great job with the character. She nailed the character of Harley Quinn.
Indeed.
Now you and I are of a different mindset when it comes to this. Ben Affleck is selling me as Batman, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
And it wasn't like he had he didn't, it wasn't like a major
No, you're
cameo.
right.
He shows up to arrest Deadshot, and he shows up to stop the Joker and Harley Quinn from ruining date night. Pow, 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 pow. But yeah, no, I'm starting. He's never going to be my favorite. I'll just, I'll be upfront in my relationship with Ben Affleck as Batman. He will never be my favorite, but he's doing a very passable, very good job, and hopefully, when Justice League comes out, his presence and his directorial abilities will hopefully counteract the shitty job that Zack Snyder is doing. That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping. But so, anyways, yeah, damn it. The dialogue in the movie, there was a lot of really good, well-written stuff. Going back to what you were saying about if the director would have been able to really do what he wanted to do, as opposed to having his hands tied by the studio.
Yeah.
I think we probably could have had an even better movie. But apparently, from another thing that I was reading, apparently that they had the original edit, and people were like, "Oh, it's just so dark and gloomy and dour." Blah blah blah. So then they had the guys who fucking edited the trailers go back and re-edit the movie.
Yeah.
So that's horse shit. That is complete and total bullshit. But for what dialogue, with the enjoyable dialogue that was in there, I dug it. It still kept me wanting to continue watching. As far as that. Character intros and the character development. Now going back to what you were saying as far as why the fuck would I care about these characters? For the way that the movie was, I did like how they did. Here's the character intro. Boom, we're getting into the movie now. And I think it probably falls back to the whole the comic book nerds are going to be okay with that because we already know these characters. As far as the layman, the folk, like yourself. I mean, let's be honest, you wouldn't know Captain Boomerang from Slipknot if you were quizzed on it.
No.
Yeah. So, you probably, like you said, you want a little bit more of that. Yep. Whereas the comic book nerds like myself, okay, cool. This is how they get caught. Okay, we've had our little bit of fan service. We have our Batman cameo. We have our Flash cameo. On with the story. Okay. So I was okay with it. And really going through throughout the movie, I did like how the characters were being developed and the characterizations that were being put in. Deadshot was actually a man of honor. He, as many times that Flag would sit there and say, "Oh, you're just a serial killer that takes credit cards," and all that type of stuff. Yeah. And but he shows that he actually had there for him there is honor among thieves. And all the various little stuff. He shows that he is actually a man of some level of honor.
Oops, I missed.
Yeah, exactly. Captain America is the sleazebag that would cut and run if given the chance, but he's kind of the Weasley little sumbitch that you can't trust, but he's going to be because he's just out to save his own neck. Period. But of course, I don't know where in the hell this idea of the little stuffed unicorn came from, but whatever. But the one that I was really surprised about was the character Val Diablo. Didn't really think of him much at the beginning. Actually, really did like him towards the end. Towards the end of the movie. And I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything like that. But all I can say is it's a shame we won't be seeing him in future films. I really did like that character and what they were doing with him. I thought they could have done not that they could have done more in the movie, but like say if there is a Suicide Squad 2, would have liked to have seen him in that.
And well, basically, old El Diablo, if they would, if he would have unleashed his powers like way earlier, it'd have been a much shorter movie. So.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have that build up, But and then
here's this big group of badasses and whatnot, and all of a sudden the quiet kid in the corner comes along and fucking saves the world.
The quiet little Mexican comes out to say, "Hey,
Here I am. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now.
Foosh, Taco Bell."
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
And then just because I don't know why it struck me as such, but in the Act 3 when they're all in the subway there and they're having that final fight with the Enchantress.
Yeah.
Before when they're fighting the brother and they kind of put the camera on her, I just thought that the effects on her as far as like that swirling cape and the flickering, almost kind of Ghostbuster-y flickering lights behind her, I just thought that was really just beautifully shot, beautifully done. It's CG done well.
Oh yes, the special effects in CG were, of course, top notch. They put some money into that stuff for that movie. So
yeah, but I don't know, just the Enchantress. I don't know.
The way they had, it was like on screen. It was pretty cool. The little they did a good job with her like animations and dissolves and stuff. It was neat.
Okay, so now to the bad.
Now to the bad.
Now to the bad. I'm just gonna be upfront right now. Your love affair with the Ben Affleck Batman is far less than my love affair with Jared Leto as the Joker.
See, I don't like this Joker much either.
I fucking hated Jared Leto's Joker, and I don't use hate in very many terms. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Heath Ledger set that bar really high, and because Jared Leto is a method actor, and he's going to be... And the thing is, he was trying to pull... I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to pull the best of Heath Ledger and the best of Cesar Romero and merge those two together. And I think he overplayed the role. He hammed it up way too much. And I know with the Joker, how in the hell can you ham it up? Mark Hamill, perfect hamming up. Jared Leto, shitty hamming up. I really hope that when the Batman solo movie comes out, if they're going to have the Joker in there, I really, really, really do hope they recast it. Because Jared Leto sucks as the Joker. I really did not like him.
It was... it was different. I didn't like that Joker much either.
And let's see here. Try to get through this a little bit quicker here. Okay, so again... as much as I loved some of the script, there was a lot of bad script in this too. There was like the really stupid ass one-liners, stupid, corny ass jokes that really shouldn't have been said, that could have been or said better, rewritten better. I think these are probably the lines that they wanted to throw in for the reshoots to jazz it up a little bit and make it a little happier. And it just totally fucking fell flat with me. I can't remember any specific ones off the top of my head, but you just roll your eyes and you're like, "Fuck, okay, just get on with the fucking movie." The action film cliches.
Yeah.
The key one being, of course, when they have their little scene at the bar.
Yep.
And they're like, "All right, let's go fight the bad guy," and all of a sudden, here we got that, that power walking music.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you got
of
all
course.
like 10 of them just doing their power walk down, and of course you get the group shot. Then you get that 3/4 shot of each individual character with their tough game on face. Knock that shit off. I'm so sick of fucking seeing that. Again, there's a reason they call it cliche.
It is.
And finally, my biggest problem with the script, they spend so much time making these characters, these villains, relatable to us, that they're criminals with a heart of gold. Okay, they're fine. They do a good job of that, but they continuously have to remind us in the script, in the dialogue, that they're bad guys. You know, Harley Quinn breaks the fucking window and grabs the thing. What'd you do that for?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
And fucking in the bar, fucking Will Smith.
Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
I mean, they were doing this like it was almost like if I went back and actually clocked it, it was probably about once every 10 minutes. Somebody had to remind us that these are the bad guys. Fuck. We're not that fucking dumb, okay? Please, just stop that shit. Finally, on the things that I wasn't too keen on, this is going back to what you had said, the patchwork plot. I think it could have been a hell of a lot more streamlined. You know, like say if you had the whole thing with the Enchantress, like when she went into the cave and, busted the thing out, do that as like the opening teaser. Show that, then all of a sudden we get the Suicide Squad intro, then we kick in. You know, but like it just seemed spotty and patchworky. Mm-hmm. Like again, studio interference. We need to reshoot and throw shit in here and edit this out and put it back in. And it just, there was something that was just kind of off about it. We off-putting with that. Not enough that it ruins the movie experience, but not enough that makes you just like, oh, this is such a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah. It could have been a lot better.
Distracting. It was distracting. So, scale of 1 to 10, 5 stars, whatever we want to do. Where would you rank it?
I'll go 1 out of 10, and I'm gonna say maybe a 6.5.
Okay.
If they do release on Blu-ray a director's cut, I hope they do something like that so we get a better movie.
Right.
That type of deal.
Maybe then you can eke it up to a 7.
What I'm saying is, don't go rush in the theater to see it. Wait till Blu-ray or whatever. Yeah.
And much like I had told you when we were first going in there.
I should have spent my money on Star Trek Beyond.
Yes. I will agree with you on that. Yes. While I enjoyed the movie, number one, I would not have seen it in the XD 3D. Had I known, like say Independence Day and Star Trek, yes, I should have seen those in the XD 3D because those were movies that were actually intended and meant to be seen that way. This one, you can see 2D, matinee 2D, and you'll be just fine.
Indeed.
I'm a little more forgiving than you, and again, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I know the characters and I knew going in what this was going to be about. Like I said, small distractions and all that shit aside, I'm giving it a 7.
7.
It's not upper echelon.
Yeah.
It's not upper echelon. Honestly, I would have graded it an 8, but Jared Leto fucking drug that sumbitch down, man.
Yeah, it was a weird Joker. It was, I don't know. Yeah.
Just not a fan. Okay, so now that we've ate up damn near fucking 20 minutes talking about that, holy shit, there's going to be some editing on that one. Let's go ahead here. Just some real quick news and notes, and then we can get out of this second segment. So, do you remember back in the days when I used to make you watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Do you remember the wrestler known as Rhino?
Rhino. Was he... of course, he was a big guy.
Well,
but did he have like the long, stringy hair, beard, kind of dark beard, mustache, dark eyebrows, kind of like mean, grizzled looking?
Yep. Okay. Gore. Yeah. Well, so apparently, Terry Rhino Gerwin is apparently he's won the Republican primary for the 13th district in Michigan.
Does that mean they're making another Predator movie?
His regular sexual Tyrannosaurus right there. So apparently Rhino has won the Republican primary. Let's go ahead and get into this story here. Reading verbatim from, I can't remember where that. One of these days I'm going to have to remember to start writing down where the fuck I'm pulling these stories from so we don't get sued. So while Rhino was at the SmackDown Live on this past 2 Tuesdays ago, I think. 2 Tuesdays. Voters in Michigan lifted him to victory in a 3-way Republican primary to represent the 15th district of the Michigan House of Representatives. Guerin received 38% of the vote and now faces Democrat, are you ready for this name? Abdullah Hamad.
Oh, God, this sounds like a wrestling match already.
I know.
Tuesday.
You voted for it. You got it.
Viewer's choice. Now it's time. Hit the ballot box, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rhino versus Abdullah Hamad.
Awesome sauce.
I'm gonna get you in the ring. I'm gonna destroy you. And here's words from Abdullah.
Because wrestling, you have to have the extreme racist views on these types of things.
They do.
You don't get like my name is Abdullah Hamad and I will destroy you for. No, it's all.
Oh yeah, WWE would be nowhere without stereotypes.
Oh fuck no!
They must have like a dictionary of them. Ding. You're. Oh wait. Okay, you're this guy.
No. It's that big, thick book of racist, dirty jokes that Vince McMahon has in the bathroom, and that's where he's getting them all. So Garen, age 40, recently returned to the WWE as a part of the brand extension. It had been making appearances at times for NXT. A 22-year veteran, Garen is also a former ECW and NWA champion, along with his time in the WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, and the independent circuit. While Garen's finishing move is the gore, his approach to politics is far less smash mouth. He's for limited government, reallocation of funding to improve roads and infrastructure, and giving teachers more flexibility in the classroom, according to his campaign website.
Alrighty then.
Wrestling and politics have a long history, including Jesse Ventura's run as governor in Minnesota. The next in line, Glenn Jacobs, better known as Kane, is considering running for mayor of Kane County, Tennessee in 2018, most likely as a Republican.
Kane and Kane County.
Kane County, yeah.
What was his real name?
Glenn Jacobs.
I did not know his real name was Glenn Jacobs.
Oh yeah. No, and it was funny when way back in the day, switching gears now to talking about Kane. I remember I was a longtime wrestling fan. Really, I haven't watched the product probably except sporadically in like the last 10 years. I mean, it's just not what it's not the wrestling I grew up with. It's not what I love anymore. So I'll just go back on YouTube and watch the old shit. That's where I'm at. But I remember when Glenn Jacobs had made his WWF debut back in 1995 as the King Jerry Lawler's evil dentist, Dr. Isaac Yankem.
Dr. Isaac Yankem.
Oh yeah, this was back in the days of really shitty gimmicks. They bring in Cowboy Bill Irwin dressed as a fucking hockey player and call him the Goon. It's just horrible stuff. But yeah, so he was Dr. Isaac Yankem, DDS, and then since that gimmick went over like a fucking fart in church, they went ahead, brought him back, gave him a little bit of a rest, brought him back in when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash went over to WCW. Well, Vince McMahon was going to show them what for, since he owned the name to Razor Ramon and Diesel. Well, we're going to bring up two more guys, and they're going to be Razor Ramon and Diesel. And Glenn Jacobs, Kane, was the fake Diesel, as he was known. So there's a little bit of wrestling history for you.
Giggity.
Knee-haw. Okay. All right. And so let's go ahead here, and we will wrap up this second segment with a little bit of Pokewatch 2016.
Coming to you from the Quad M Show newsroom, Pokewatch 2016.
So a couple articles I thought you might find to be vaguely entertaining.
Okay.
So don't want to do that one first.
Stand by for news.
Okay. So first up in Pokewatch 2016, a New Jersey man sues Pokemon Go developers to get gamers off his lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Jeffrey Martyr of West Orange claims in his suit that the developers have profited from encouraging millions of gamers to play Pokemon Go on or adjacent to private property without the consent of the homeowners. In the lawsuit, Martyr says that within the first week of the game's release, strangers began lingering outside of his home with their phones in hand. At least 5 gamers knocked on Martyr's door asking for permission to catch Pokemon in the homeowner's backyard. Because apparently he has like a rare Pokemon in his backyard.
Huh.
So people were all like, hey, dude, dude, hey, dude, can we like go in your backyard and catch a fucking who gives a fuck at you? The lawsuit names Niantic Incorporated, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo, all within the lawsuit. The suit also details other instances where the game's placement of Pokestops and Pokegyms at homes or businesses have led to complaints, including 3 locations in the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Which I think we mentioned the last one, his first fucking hit. Yep. J.C. Smith, the Pokemon Company's consumers marketing director, told the Associated Press last week that the company is updating the augmented reality game so it remains fun for players but respects the real world.
Yeah. I agree with that. They should be doing that. I don't want no fucking weirdos in my backyard with Pokemon. Fucking castle doctrine, motherfucker. Some fucking assholes running around my backyard trying to catch things. He's going to catch a 55 grain hollow point.
You want to catch some lead in his ass. So apparently there was a... let's see here. Apparently there was a false news report, and that was put out. Yeah, well, and it gets a little deeper. People should have known better. This report had come from. Well, first off, I was going to run the video on this, but I decided, we're kind of up against the clock, and I don't really want to mess around with it. But there was a Fox News report out there that was talking about how all of these Pokestops and Pokegyms and Poke whatevers and things you can get and all this was eerily close to a bunch of registered sex offenders' homes.
Oh yeah.
Like they were cross-cutting this map together where you had all these like Pokemon things and then all the registered sex offenders, and they overlapped the maps together, and it was like you had like one little Pokemon gym that was literally surrounded by like 22 registered sex offenders. Yeah, one of those. You had like 2 that were over in this little park, and then like this big huge swamp of like 10 or 12 sex offenders. Yeah, so parents found out about this, and their shit was freaking out. Okay, yep. So that being said, this false report that came from a website called Clickhole.
Oh, my favorite trusty news source, Clickhole.
Yeah, a spinoff of The Onion. They're owned by the folks at The Onion. So right there, you should know right off the fucking bat that this is not going to be the reliable truth.
Oh, I know, dude. I fucking love these, like The Onion, because they put out these news stories, that are so... just by the headline, you're like, oh, God, this is The Onion.
Yeah.
I gotta... Yeah.
Yeah, but there's idiots that fucking believe it. Because basically what this Clickhole website is it's a parody of the clickbait shit. Uh-huh. And that's basically all it is.
Yep. I've been there a few times. Yeah, I'm familiar with it actually. Yeah.
And so the story that they had posted on here was Pokemon in Pokemon Go will scream whenever a player is within 1 mile of a registered sex offender.
Idly ho, neighborinos.
Oh boy. And so, they obviously, shot this down. They had to go out and explain to these people, no, we are a parody website. These are meant to be funny. They are not meant to be taken seriously. Please,
Oh yeah.
Just stop, okay? But this is and really the point of reading this was before the marginally believable Pokemon Go rumor, Clickhole inadvertently confused readers with claims that, are we ready for some good ones?
Yeah.
George Clooney maintained an open tab at Chipotle for everyone to obtain free burritos. Beanie Babies were full of spider eggs finally hatching after many dormant years.
That one would be awesome.
Comedian Adam Sandler correctly predicted 5 tragic events. The Supreme Court ruled...
The failure of all 5 of his movies.
Pixels. The Supreme Court ruled that cops could no longer engage with members of the public in any fashion. Gwyneth Paltrow starved to death after attempting the week-long food stamp challenge. A Texas man underwent horrifying eye enlargement surgery, And finally, Johnny Depp enrolled in medical school to save a sick child dying of cancer. And people believe these fucking things.
Oh, I know. Yep, they do.
You feel uncomfortable living in a world where bronies can run free? That's the world I'm afraid of. That's the world I don't want to fucking live in.
Well,
We're both,
thankfully, those people are not the majority.
Yeah, but they still have the right to vote.
Yeah,
So anyways, on that positive note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and we will wrap up this second segment. We will come back with a little bit of Reddit fun and some picks of the week. This is Quad M Show. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Quad M Show. We are your hosts. I am TJ.
Jason.
And this segment of the Quad M Show is brought to you in part by Deeply Dapper. Hey, are you looking for that one-of-a-kind gift for the geek who has it all? Maybe a little something out of the ordinary for yourself? Well, look no further than Deeply Dapper. Ranging from The Walking Dead to Doctor Who to Labyrinth to Star Wars and well beyond, Deeply Dapper has it all. From original art prints to metal flasks, handcrafted light switch plates and key hangers, to handmade soaps, all based on your favorite Nerd World properties. Visit the online store today at deeplydapper.com. That's deeplydapper.com. Deeply Dapper, better living through tentacles. That's going to take some getting used to. not saying that whole deeplydapper.squarespace.com. Now it's just deeplydapper.com. There we go. How about that? Something else that's pretty easy to burn through. Reddit fun with Jason.
Reddit. Okay.
Good sir. What does the Hive Mind have for us this week?
The Hive Mind has for us, this is posted 8 hours ago by Doorbell Guy.
Doorbell Guy.
Doorbell Guy. What question should you never ask on a first date?
Do you got a sister?
Awesome.
That's the best I got. You?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see what Reddit says.
Oh, I don't. Honestly, in the time that I've known you, I've never known you to be a dating guy. Like, hey, we're gonna go out and have dinner, or we're gonna go catch a flick over in the moving picture shows, or anything like that. You're just like, it's always just kind of been, yeah, I'm with her. yeah,
whatever.
Come on, baby. All right, bring on the Redditeers.
Okay. Downvote Damon says.
What? Downvote what?
Downvote Damon.
Good on you, sir. Good name.
Daemon.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Anybody know you're here? All right. Galumbo, not Ka. Galumbo.
Galumbo.
So, do you think you could outrun me if you needed to?
This is going to be a very, very dark.
It is.
Very dark Reddit fun.
Binary Peach says, would you rather have sex with a goat and it be a secret, or not have sex with a goat but everyone thinks you did? Nazim Official says, do you get to the Cloud District very often?
I don't get it. Is that a pot joke?
No.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either. Macaroni on Ponies says,
Okay. Macaroni.
so, how many people have you slept with?
Save that for date number 2.
Oh, this was maybe 10 minutes into our first meeting, says Macaroni on Ponies. I just stared at him and looked around because I thought it was a joke. He was dumbfounded that I found the question inappropriate. He then went on to talk about how big his hands, feet, and calves were, as if I should have been drooling.
Now clap.
Yay!
You know, and invariably, just kind of touching on that, more on the real life as opposed to the funny being brought. I really honestly do think that's more of a woman asking a guy question. Because without fail, I would say 90% of the women that I have dated or been with in a long-term deal have always asked me that. I've never brought it up because, quite frankly, I don't want to fucking know.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. Cylon Baby Liam says, I mean, there's so many, but here are some of my favorites.
The list, yes.
Would you like to hear a detailed list of my previous conquests? Did you know it only requires 8 pounds of pressure to rip off a human ear like yours?
Jesus Christ.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.
Oh, this one's awesome. I'll try this next time. What type of baggage are you bringing to the table? All right. Do you do anal, or are you one of those prudes? How are the rest of the women in your family? 9s, 10s, or just gesture toward your rack and say, is this the best it gets?
Can I count that as a win for me with that whole do you have a sister thing? Would that count?
Sure.
Okay, yes.
1775 Mike says, so when is Daddy going to get some? The Brutal King says, can my wife come next time? Cookware Stoned says, will you marry me?
No! No!
This is Googunk says, to single parents, can I meet your kids?
That's pretty fucking creeptacular right there.
Throw it up, watch it fall says, puts hand on her belly. So you think we're going to have a boy or a girl?
Jesus.
Here's my favorite one.
Okay.
This is Fuga Moo Moo Fuga.
Fuga Moo Moo Fuga.
Fuga Moo Moo Fuga says, does this smell like chloroform to you?
That's a classic.
Cat's Eyes Asylum says, do you want to go to the cemetery? Oh, she asked that. The Town of Canada says, I know where everyone has baggage, but does yours happen to have names and birthdays? Oh, yeah. The Town of Canada.
The Town of Canada.
Oh, Kim Kate 123 says, are you actually going to eat all of that? Because you're ordering a lot of food. Really Rabid Billy says, how much did you say you weighed? Sun Tzu is my favorite says, anything religious or political or about picturing her with you for a long time. In fact, I find it better that you say nothing at all. BDO33087 says, I'm a full-on rapist. No, Charles, philanthropist.
A full-on rapist.
Oh, no. Naked as a Jaybird says, do you mind picking up the tab? Fuck you and your names. LJG LJGDAKHFS says, have you heard the good news about our Lord?
Would you like a copy of our Watchtower?
Freebird McTwist says, any final words? Finham says, do you usually press charges? Oh, Trowel says, are you fertile? Moped Man says, how long would it take for people to start looking for you if you went missing? Oh, JTray21 says, so how many dates till we tongue punch our respective fart boxes?
Tongue punch our fart boxes. Or are you one of them prudes?
MT20 says, yo girl, what that smell like?
What that smell like? Okay.
And that is the end. And then we're getting into repeats and the same question just asked slightly differently.
Sure. Not quite as punchy as that Cosmo from last week, but hey,
Indeed.
You ebb and flow, kids. Ebb and flow.
Not every day can be Cosmo.
That's right. All right. Well, let's as we start winding down this little shindig we call the show. Jason, got any picks of the week for the week this week?
No, I forgot this week.
Okay. Well, mine, I've been kind of blathering on about it sporadically the last couple months or so, but this past Tuesday was the release of No Man's Sky. It's a PS4 exclusive video game.
Okay.
And basically what it kind of centers around is you start off on this individual barren planet. And it's your planet. You can name it whatever the hell you want. It's discovered
my anus.
That's exactly it. You could have, Bert will have my anus.
Oh my.
Let me rephrase that. No, so if Bert sets up a planet, he can name his planet
my
anus. So
I'm gonna have to get a PS4 just so I can name a planet my anus.
And then as you start off on this barren world, you go through and you're mining resources to repair your ship and upgrade your survival suit and your pack and this weapon they call a multi-tool. It's like basically think of it as an intergalactic Swiss Army knife that you can do a bunch of shit with, right?
Sure. Okay.
Once you have been able to upgrade your ship to where it's flyable, at that point, you go out into the vast cosmos. And I haven't seen the numbers on this yet as far as an official deal, but they've basically said upwards of like trillions of planets out there. Like you as a player will never be able to actually visit every planet that's in this game. It's just physically impossible to do it. You do not have enough life in your actual real life to ever do it. And the whole goal of the game is to go through, explore planets, do this, do that, get into fights, and get yourself to the center of the galaxy. And, you have many different ways you can play this game. You can play it as an explorer. You can play it as a pirate. You can play it as a bounty hunter. There's, a wide variety of ways that you can play this game. Now, since its release, there's been rumors that there's been players that have actually already gotten to the center of the universe. That the actual playtime for the quote-unquote story, I don't know what kind of story this game would actually have, but they're saying that you can have this game beat somewhere between 20 to 60 hours, but the fact that there's so much stuff you can do within the game, it's not so much about just the speedrun beating of the game. Mm-hmm. It's more about enjoying the environment. And really the environment, kids, everything that I've seen on this so far is beautiful. This game.
So obviously you're playing it online.
You do, yes. And that's the other thing about it, too, is the fact that maybe as you get closer to that center of the universe, you might interact with more real-life people. But when you're first starting out on your own little individual planet, the odds are very slim that you'll encounter anybody. Mm-hmm. Add that to the fact that they don't really, that from what I've read, they don't have, like, identifiers. So even if you do encounter a real-life person, you'll never know that you did. You'll just think it was computer AI or something like that. But the big thing on this, as I was looking stuff up on it earlier, it's really been kind of split down the middle as far as sources like Metacritic, where they take, it's kind of the Rotten Tomatoes of the gaming world. Really kind of split down the middle as far as people that absolutely love the game and people that just don't fucking like the thing. Everything that I've seen it yeah, this is going to be my kind of game to where I can just sit, play for a couple hours, have myself a blast. Space combat. I've been jonesing for a really good space combat game on the consoles for years now. I think the last one I remember, I think, was Colony Wars that came out on the PlayStation way back in the day.
I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah, Colony Wars, and prior to that, Wing Commander on the old Super Nintendo. So I've been really waiting for a good, quality, awesome space combat game for the console. So this right here, that's right up my alley.
Oh, right.
Right up the alley there. So, yes, my pick of the week for this week is going to be No Man's Sky on the PlayStation 4.
All right.
All right. So, with that, good sir, do we have anything else to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander?
Yes, one thing.
Okay.
Get drawn on number 4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, with that, we will wrap this up for the Quad Amp Show for this week. Kids, don't forget, subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Those things are all so very important. Until next week, this is TJ.
Jason.
And we will see you all later. Take care.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2016, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, concerns, or just have something funny to say to us, feel free. Email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or send us a tweet at quadmcomics.
If Monday's bad or Tuesday's sad, make a Saturday.
That's a Sunday.
Wednesday rains or Thursday's gray, make a Saturday.
Looks like a Sunday.
Instead of half a banana in a pineapple ring, add yogurt creamy smooth. Pop a grape on top and that's